Busy, busy day. We've got so much to cover. I can't wait to get on the air. We've got so much going on here. It's a great day, guys. Trump's winning. We're winning. America's winning. Democrats are losing. And they're going to continue to lose. They are completely hopeless. Completely hopeless. But that's okay. We want them to be hopeless. Welcome, everyone. If you're new, this is where MAGA comes to talk. Green is for St. Patrick's Day, of course. If you're new, welcome. If you're new, welcome. Just doing a sound check. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome one and all. We will be live shortly. I'm just waiting to hear from Mike at the radio station. Let's see. We're going to be live in a little more than 4 minutes. I'm coordinating with Mike now. Okay. We're going to be on the air in just over 4 minutes. I am very much behind on my coffee. I got to catch up. Three and a half minutes, we'll be live on the radio. Oh, man. The beginning of a big week. 12 days until our cruise. I'm excited about that. I will be packing this weekend. 3 minutes. All right, 2 minutes. I'm going to start the other feed. Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. And you can see on the screen what I'm going to lead with on the program today is Trump has stumbled across just an amazing thing with these pardons. So I'm going to start with that, and there's so many great issues to cover. We are so on top of the world. I mean, this is winning times infinity going on with President Trump. And I'm never going to get tired of winning. Is anyone here going to be tired? Are you going to get tired of winning, guys? I don't think so. If you'd like to call in live, the toll-free number to call in is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. And this latest move of Trump has them in a complete panic, which we're gonna break it down, talk about it, and a whole bunch more because. And today, Dan Bongino reports for duty as Deputy Director of the FBI. Isn't that something? That's right. You know, Bongino. Time to start kicking down doors and giving people those bracelets behind their back. All right, stand by. We've got less than 20 seconds. Oh, what an exciting Monday. Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 48 years on the radio. And it's St. Patrick's Day. Oh, what an exciting St. Patrick's Day, because on this St. Patrick's Day, we are winning. The best way to describe the MAGA wins and the Trump winning, this is winning times infinity and beyond. Yeah, just like Buzz Lightyear, to infinity and beyond. We are winning on levels that no one could have envisioned. Well, it is Monday, St. Patrick's Day, and we've got so much to cover. I can't even tell you how many major breaking news stories there are today. But I'm going to start with what I think is the biggest story of the day, and this involves Trump, Biden, and the auto pen. And Trump dropped something on Truth Social last night that has Washington in a complete state of panic. And there are people from sea to shining sea that are waking up this morning with anxiety attacks that are not going to go away anytime soon. And we're going to talk about this. Now, the auto pen, I'll share with you what Trump posted to Truth Social that's freaking everyone out in a moment. But this auto pen is not just, people, the auto pen, big deal. It's a very big deal. And President Trump over the weekend posted a meme on Truth Social. That's not what the breaking story is, but it was foreshadowing what he dropped last night. So President Trump showed this meme on his Truth Social over the weekend. It was hilarious. And it was It was a wall that had the official portraits of the presidents of the United States on it. So, it started with President Trump's official portrait from his first term, and then the next portrait wasn't Biden, it was the auto pen, and then the portrait after that was his new portrait for the 47th president, his second term, and of course, that's a take on his mugshot. And the auto pen, and it's hilarious. And, for something to be funny, there has to be truth to it. And the auto pen portrait was hilarious. And then President Trump posted this to Truth Social yesterday. Listen to this. This is the President of the United States, Donald John Trump, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, who posted this. Listen. The pardons, and he put pardons in quotation marks, which implies pardons in name only. The pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. And President Trump, void, vacant, and of no further force or effect, he wrote every letter of every one of those words in caps, which means he's shouting it out. Now, he is the President of the United States. So when he says void, vacant, and of no further force or effect, that's not just some guy posting things to social media. That's it. So let me start over. The pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact they were done by auto pen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. So, yeah. So these pardon, and it's not just the J6ers, okay? And when I say the J6ers, I'm talking about the Liz Cheney committee. Those are the new J6ers. Those pardons are not valid. And there's a whole bunch of other ones too. And by the way, that would include Fauci and General Milley. This is an article in the Daily Mail about it. Trump voids Biden's pardons after ex-president used auto pen signature and moves to investigate Fauci and Cheney. Donald Trump, and this is being widely reported, by the way. This is everywhere. This to me is the biggest story of this morning. Donald Trump declared his predecessor's last-minute pardons void, vacant, and of no further force or effect as he warned that members of the House committee investigating the J6 riots, Daily Mail liberal, can now face prosecution. Trump claimed late Sunday night that because Joe Biden used an auto pen, the pardons cannot be enforced, and even made the stunning suggestion they were signed without the former president's knowledge. The pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by auto pen. Now, you got to understand this, again, this is not just a guy posting stuff to social media. Donald Trump is the sitting president of the United States. So he has access to information, including the logs of the auto pen that back all this up. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. That's the president. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the unselect committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level, Trump wrote. Biden had issued preemptive pardons for all 9 members of the J6 committee, including Bernie Thompson and Liz Cheney. The fact is, they were probably responsible for documents that were signed on their behalf or consent of the worst president in history of our country, crooked Joe Biden, Trump said on Sunday. Trump has repeatedly hit out at the House committee investigating the Capitol riots as compromising radical left Democrats and a few horrible rhino Republicans. So, and also Fauci is in that, and there's many others. So this tells me, since Dan Bongino is reporting for duty today as Deputy Director of the FBI, there is an investigation going on with this. And, you know, though I've been telling you that someone's been authorizing all kinds of things. Now, who had the auto pin? I would imagine a lot of the times it was Jill. But do you think she actually used the auto pen or just authorized its use? And who knows, she even authorized its use. So there are records of the auto pen usage. Who at the Biden White House was actually signing these pardons? Who knows? I imagine it was a group of people, a committee of people that had a vested interest in doing this. So if you go to one of these people who are, it may be people whose names we know, and who knows, they could have been handing this auto pen around for people to use in rotation. There could have been 50 to 100 people over the course of the Biden regime who were using the auto pen. And most of these people are not famous, connected people. So Dan Bongino comes in with the bracelets, the handcuffs, and his team with the jackets that say FBI and their badges, and they come in and they start questioning these not protected people because their last name's not Biden, and they start asking them about the auto pen and its usage. Are they going to sing like a canary for a deal, or are they going to try to cover up and commit crimes and lie to federal agents? And I would say Bongino will get someone to crack, wouldn't you? And very well may get multiple people to crack. But remember, the first one to squeal gets the deal. So I imagine that Dan Bongino is going to be all over this. Now, this is not the only investigation or the only story we're going to cover today. We're going to cover quite a bit. Now, I want to tell you guys about the free doorbell camera offer from Slomin's. If you've not taken advantage of this, please do. This is incredible. I talk to you guys so much about this incredible doorbell camera. I love it. I get a notification no matter where I am on my cell phone when there's movement at my door. We're 12 days away from our cruise. No matter where we are, I'll know every time someone is near my door. And you can get a doorbell camera for free that connects to your smartphone too with the installation of your Slomin Shield. Slomin's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, you get a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Slomin Shield. Call Slomin's no matter where you're located. Take advantage of this. It also makes a great gift for mom, dad, your adult children. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Isn't that the best phone number? 1-800-ALARM-ME. All right. Oh, man. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. We're going to take our first break of the week. It is Monday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Call us on hold. Stand by. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Are you guys excited about this? If you're on hold, hang in there. Oh. Who do you think Dan Bongino is going to look at first? Dan Bongino reporting for duty today. Who do you think he's going to look into first, Dan Bongino? If he could only pick one, who would he go after first? Hillary Clinton, nah, that's a waste of time, Hillary Clinton. Oh, I'm excited too. We'll be back on the air in just over a minute. If you're new, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe on whatever platform you're watching on. And if you'd like to call in, the toll-free number is pinned in the live chat. If you're watching live, you can call live. The number's right there. We'll be back in 1 minute on the air. Callers on hold, stand by. What a great day. This is probably the best St. Patrick's Day gift any of us have ever received, isn't it? Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. Welcome. 30 seconds and we'll be back. I gotta drink this down quick. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show. If you're just tuning in, President Trump has declared that Joe Biden's pardons are void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because he did not authorize them, and they were done without him being briefed, with someone or multiple people using the auto pen. An investigation has been launched. This is exciting. And today, Dan Bongino reports to work as the Deputy Director of the FBI. This position does not require Senate approval, so he will have a badge today as the Deputy the Deputy Director. He's not like the third director. He is the Deputy Director of the FBI, Dan Bongino. Who do you think Dan Bongino is going to go after first? All right, let's take some calls. Very exciting. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, Richie.
You're 155.
All right, 1 second here. Hold on. I got
right
more
about this today.
Yeah.
Let me say this to you.
Richie said I'm right. I don't think you've ever said that before.
Well, let me say this to everyone out there. You have a President Trump hat that's actually signed by the President of the United States. Now there are problems, and you have that in your vault. Why? Because it's very valuable because it's actually his signature. But then there are a lot of people that probably have President Trump memorabilia that's been auto-penned on everything.
Yeah.
And that's not worth the same. That's not worth it because it's duplicates. It's like counterfeit. Okay. It's a signature only, a name only. It's like when you go to a baseball game, they sell you a baseball for $20 that's got the whole team's name on it, but it's auto pen.
That's right.
It's not actual signatures. The real signature is what means something. If you go to a notary, why do you go to a notary? Because the notary needs to see you signing it in front of him, not an auto pen.
That's right.
He's 150% right. These people are in trouble. First of all, Biden himself was on television.
Well, and you know, I'll tell you, Richie, when Dan Bongino is questioning these lower level White House staffers about this, they're going to crack. He's scary, and he's not playing. And
well, let me say this to you, okay? You're 100% right about this. This. First of all, Biden was on television himself. I forgot who interviewed him, and somebody said, "Well, you signed this." He said, "I didn't sign that." They got him on TV admitting that he signed something that he didn't sign. People, and we all know he wasn't running this country. We know he has dementia. We know that this guy has no thought. He has to be helped off the stage. It's pathetic.
Well, these lower level, listen, these lower level staffers, okay, when Dan Bongino's reporting to work today as Deputy Director of the FBI, he'll have a badge and a gun and the authority. Yeah. There's no Senate approval needed. So when Bongino goes to these lower level staffers, that were involved in this, some of them may have used the auto pen themselves. I think they'll crack because they don't have the protection of having the last name Biden.
No, even he made the mistake. And let me say this another thing. If you took a dollar bill, this for everyone out there, you took a dollar bill out of your pocket and put it in your copy machine at home on your computer, you know, your copier, your Hewlett Packard copier. Would that dollar be worth anything if you went into Starbucks with that dollar that you made, that you printed? It is the same dollar. It looks the same. The paper. I mean, the bottom line is it's forgery. The whole thing is forgery. That's it. It is forgery, and it's so. I guarantee they're going to deem that as he's deemed it forgery. It is.
And I'll tell you, there are going to be people. This is an interesting thing because President Trump, he's so smart and he knows how to use media. He has spent so much time signing executive orders on television. That was all foreshadowing for this, you know. And I don't think it's a coincidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that he dropped this on True Social last night, the night before Dan Bongino reports to duty at the FBI. I think this is a big deal, and I would imagine the J6 committee are terrified this morning, waking up to this.
Oh, they have to be. Brian, if you bought a house tomorrow, Brian Craig buys a house, folks. He's got to go into an office with lawyers, attorneys, and real estate people there. In front of everybody, Brian and a notary, Brian signs the deed, the papers. All the papers are signed. It's not done by auto pen. You can't do that. It's illegal.
What would be the crime? You mentioned loan. Okay, if you or I went in and got a loan, like a loan, and we forged someone's signature, right, to get that loan. What's that crime? Forgery, fraud. But this is what I'm wondering, okay? Because the people that were pardoned with this auto pen illegally, these are criminals. So if someone signed with the auto pen without the authorization of the president, on top of the forgery and the fraud, aren't they also an accessory to that person?
I don't think so. I think
you're helping them get away with it. You're aiding and abetting. You're helping them get away with it.
Well, I don't know if they knew that they were auto pen. I think that everybody.
No, I'm talking about who used the auto pen. I don't think Jill Biden was sitting around using it.
They were in trouble.
I'm talking about who used the auto pen.
Everybody that used the auto pen. It's like me taking your signature on an auto pen, Brian. You sign something in front of me, I take your signature. And by the way, Biden's signature isn't even the same as his signature on the auto pen.
Well,
they don't even know who it is.
Now,
it's not Jill either.
I'm hoping that President Trump shows the American people the process of the auto pen's authorization. It's got to be logged. There's got to be a whole process to authorize using that auto pen. This isn't, okay, use the auto pen and they just go do it. There's got to be a whole process to this with these kind of documents.
Yeah, besides, the man had no brain left in his... You don't hear a thing from him since he's gone.
That's right.
His brain has rotted out. It's unbelievable what's happening here. This is a winning at the top level. I mean, this is great stuff. And you know what the Democrats are going to say? Oh, this is not true. It's a diversion.
No.
How do you defend this, folks? You can't defend it.
No, you can't defend it. You can't.
Forgery.
Yeah.
Forgery.
All right, take care, Richie. Richie made some good points there. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Mike.
You know, you asked the question of he who squeals makes the deal. They would have, shooting for the stars would be Dr. Jill, you know?
No,
no,
she didn't take the time to do this. These were lower level people that did this.
Would it be maybe a chief of staff, or maybe even a Jen Psaki or Karen Jean-Pierre?
It's lower level people that probably were involved in a lot of this. I mean, who else are you going to get to commit a crime? You know, a lot of times the masterminds, that would be like Jill Biden and the chief of staff, they don't want to do the crime. They get lower level people to do the crime for them. So I would guess that there's some lower level people involved.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. And like you said, I mean, you got to ask the question, if they were doing this for these pardons, what were they doing for all those executive orders that he signed?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. All right. I appreciate the call. Yeah. If you're on hold, hang in there. You know, I want to talk about my pillow. You know, one thing I've noticed about growing older, yeah, it's so interesting how, you know, you go through these life changes when you're on the air. You know, you got, some of you have been with me since I was a teenager, and here I am next month. I'm going to turn 54. And you know what I've noticed about getting older is sleep. Sleep. You know, the way that sleep works is when you're older, you have a harder time sleeping through the night, don't you? Well, that's where my pillow comes in. You know, being as in Goldilocks comfort at night while you're sleeping is possible with my pillow. And I know those of you that are getting older, you probably are the same way, right? What time do you wake up in the morning? Do you have a hard time sleeping at night? Get yourself the My Pillow. I have the whole sleep system. There's huge discounts. There's free shipping offers too with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Every night I have the My Pillow mattress, the My Pillow mattress topper. I've got the My Pillow sheets, and I've got the My Pillows themselves. Okay, so I'm sleeping, my wife and I, like Goldilocks each and every night. Okay, each and every night, because we have all these things. There's huge discounts right now, savings up to 80% off. The My Pillow mattresses are on sale with our promo code Kane. The pillows themselves, the sheets, the mattress toppers, they're all on sale with huge discounts. And you know, being up all night and being restless as you grow older, that's not the way you have to live your life. You know, how many of you are taking sleep aids? Oh my goodness. Get yourself the whole My Pillow sleep system like I have, and sleep like Goldilocks each and every night. Go to mypillow.com. Use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. You can also order by phone, toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back. If you're on hold, hang in there, guys. We'll be back in about 90 seconds, maybe a little longer. Oh, St. Patrick's Day, man. Isn't it better when St. Patrick's Day, though, is on a Friday or a Saturday? Monday's no good. Auto pen. Just over a minute, we'll be back on the air. I've almost had this coffee, so after this, I'm going to go to water. Welcome, everyone. If you're new, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. So much greatness to cover. It definitely spoils St. Patrick's Day to do it. Have it on a Monday. Not that I would go out on a Friday or a Saturday for St. Patrick's Day. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, and the President of the United States, Donald John Trump, our favorite president, he's given us just the greatest St. Patrick's Day gift ever, and he posted on True Social. I'm going to read this at least once, if not twice an hour, because this is just so fantastical. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave President Trump posted this to True Social yesterday. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs, that's the Liz Cheney committee, and many others, that would include Milley, Fauci, and many others, are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. Those are the words of the President of the United States, because of the fact that they were done by AutoPen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. So we're waking up to a great day on this St. Patrick's Day. We have a lot of stories to cover, and I'm going to go through a lot. If you're on hold, hang in there. Our number is toll-free 1-888-465-2631. 1-888-465-2631. Just a quick mention on St. Patrick's Day. And I know St. Patrick's Day on a Monday, oh boy. I know everybody wants it on Friday or Saturday. It's on a Monday. I went to, the way liberals run towns, I went to Fort Lauderdale yesterday morning, and I was at the Riverwalk area in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Now, I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. My mother lives in Fort Lauderdale. I love Fort Lauderdale. But I'm walking around. They had a bunch of St. Patrick's activities going on. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and the place is filled with drunks already because the bars are all open. You know, they're doing some, I don't know, they had some running event. There were people wearing green St. Patrick's Day tutus, men and women, who were running in something, and a lot of drunks around. The bars open 10, 11 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Oh, my goodness. But I'm walking around by the Intercoastal Waterway, and as I'm walking, I almost stepped on a homeless guy that was sleeping in the grass. I mean, my goodness. Liberals love the homeless. I guess it makes them feel superior. And I'm surprised I didn't catch a whiff of him, because after a few minutes, I started to smell him. But I couldn't believe it. It was just like, whew. I haven't been down in that area in a long time. I used to live in downtown Fort Lauderdale, and I'd forgotten what it's like to live where these liberals just bring the homeless. And this time of year, the homeless are like the birds. They come to Florida for the winter because it's cold up north. Hopefully we'll get that thaw and they'll go back. Okay, so on Friday, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, was hit in the face by a reporter with a microphone. Did you guys see this? And it was a big microphone too, right in the face. He was doing a press conference as he was about to board Air Force One at Andrews. And this reporter just, boom, right across the face. And it was a big old mic that TV stations use that has the huge dead cat on it. You know, that big gray fuzzy thing, which takes out the wind noise. I have smaller versions of that I use on my microphones that I make YouTube videos with. And hit him right in the left side of the face, and he was ticked. But he kept going, and no one said anything about it. And the great Laura Loomer, yeah, it went right over his mouth. It hit him in the face and brushed up against his mouth as he was speaking. It's pretty bad. And Laura Loomer has done some investigating and found out who the reporter was. Shocker, a major Trump hater. Laura Loomer posted on X, Scoop, I have identified the reporter who hit President Trump in the face with a boom mic this week while he was speaking to the press on the tarmac. She's the newly appointed White House reporter for NPR, National Public Radio, all the liberal garbage that's fit to broadcast. And, you know, NPR, they're getting hit by Doge. I don't know why they got new hires. But she's the newly appointed White House reporter for National Public Radio. Laura Loomer describes her as a massive Trump hater. She's also an LGBTQ advocate who once suggested during the 2024 campaign that Trump only spoke in Howe, Michigan, because it has ties to the KKK. So this reporter that hit President Trump in the face with this massive boom mic, brushed the mic across his mouth, accused him of being a Klansman who spoke at a Klan rally. Then Loomer goes on to say, did she hit President Trump in the face on purpose? Okay, and this is amazing. She had this massive, it's kind of like a selfie stick that she had this on, and she, boom, right in the face and across the mouth. And on X, she is described as the NPR presidential campaign correspondent and hardcore Trump hater. So this reporter, the idea that she did it on purpose. Okay, hold on. Now, this is a clip of her that Laura Loomer uncovered, the one that I mentioned. This is the NPR reporter that hit President Trump in the face with a massive boom microphone on Friday and then brushed his entire mouth with the microphone while he was speaking. This is a clip of her reporting on Trump. Listen. Okay, so that's the woman that hit Trump in the face with the microphone. That was her report right there. So here's my question to you, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this at 1-888-465-2631. Toll-free call, no matter where you're listening, 888-465-2631. Did she do this on purpose? Should she be arrested? You know, that microphone, it was so bizarre how she brushed his lips with it. How do you know there's not some type of poison on that microphone boom? Do you think she did it on purpose? And I'm here to tell you that these Trump haters, all right, these Trump haters, they get in this bubble of hate where everybody hates Trump, and they lose touch with reality. And oftentimes they act out and they feel totally justified in doing it. And, Carolyn Levitt, she's not going to that White House Correspondents' Dinner she announced. Why should she go there? Go to a room with a bunch of people like this? And this report she made accusing him of having Klan ties.
In Michigan, Trump will speak about crime in housing. It's a town of about 10,000. Ahead of that, his campaign emphasized, in contrast to what VP Harris has said in the past, Trump wants to, quote, overfund the police. Trump's campaign has not yet responded to NPR's questions about why they chose Howell. Howell has historic links to the Ku Klux Klan and was the site of a white supremacist demonstration last month. Danielle Kurtzleben, NPR News, Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, and that's the woman who hit him in the face with the mic. I would say the chances, we'll never know, unless there's an investigation is done. If a proper investigation is done, we very well may get to the bottom of it. But I think there's a good chance she did do it on purpose. She's got too much hate for the president. Now, I want to talk to those of you out there who are suffering with neuropathy, or you have a friend or family member who does suffer from neuropathy. It's living torture. The symptoms make life really, truly very difficult and unbearable. The numbness, the pain, the burning, the tingling in the hands and in the feet, muscle weakness, dizziness, falling down, the feeling of pins and needles in the hands and feet. Some have no feeling at all. And, your doctors will tell you that there's no treatment for neuropathy, that it's just something you have to live with. That's not true. Lighthouse Medical in Pompano, they have a treatment for neuropathy that works. I've seen it work on Steve Kane. I've talked to many of our listeners who have told me that they've gotten their life back. When we do personal appearances, they come up to me and say, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Lighthouse Medical ridding me of my neuropathy. I couldn't travel. I couldn't get out of the house. I couldn't get out of bed. It's absolutely amazing. And then what we stumbled upon is not only is it a treatment that works for neuropathy at Lighthouse Medical, it lasts. Steve had his treatment over 2.5 years ago, and his neuropathy symptoms have not returned. Now, Lighthouse Medical can help you no matter where you're located. If you can't make it in, they understand with neuropathy, you may not be able to travel. If you can't make it in, no matter where you're located, in town, out of state, they can still help you. When you call, make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show, because then you can take advantage of their no-charge consultation. Here's the number, 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. lighthousemedicalcenter.com. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this. Now, give me, in the chat room, guys, give me a yes or no. Do you think she did that on purpose? Do you think she did that on purpose? Yes or no? I would say yes. I mean, you look at that hate that she has. That's a whole nother level. Here's another story I'm going to cover when we get back. I don't think there's much debate about it. Yeah. I don't think there's much debate about it at all. Yeah, if you'd like to call in and share your thoughts, the number is pinned in the live chat. We're in a break, and we'll be back in less than 2 minutes. We'll be back on the air. This is a radio break right now. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I mean, this is insanity. You know, you do something like that to a president of the United States. I can't believe she's not been detained. She should have been detained immediately. It's a definite. I would put this down as another Secret Service fail. There could have been anything on it. I mean, Amy Coney Barrett gave him COVID. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be back in less than a minute. About 30 seconds, we'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. We've covered a lot. This reporter is a real leftist wackadoodle that hit President Trump in the face on Friday with that massive microphone. And the whole thing was unusual. I've never seen a boom mic held by a reporter on a selfie stick like that. Very strange. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, here we go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. Once, twice. All right. You're out of luck. The rest of you on hold, stand by. Here's another article. This is about this. Again, this is about the reporter that hit the president in the face with the microphone on Friday on the tarmac. This is from the Gateway Pundit. Far-left NPR journalist Danielle Kurtzleben revealed as the one who hit President Trump in the face with a boom mic. Laura Loomer breaks the story. And they actually have a photograph of her far away holding the mic and actually doing it. Okay, so here we are. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff. How you been?
Okay. Hey, that's pretty incredible that any mic was that close to her. But isn't everything that everybody comes through checked pretty close?
I don't know. I mean, they look how close they were in Butler and at the golf course.
That's true. But, that's uncalled for. And she's a liberal nut job, and I'll guarantee you she said something to someone about it, laughing about it or admitting she meant to do it. So, these liberals have gone out of their mind. But, the best thing I think that's going to happen is very soon we're going to see a lot of arrests because of the last administration. I believe justice is coming. And with that auto pen, that's going to really seal the deal on whoever was in charge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The thing, the girl with the micro, you're right about that. The girl with the microphone that hit President Trump in the face, she's a hero to her friends, Like that bishop. Remember that bishop a few weeks ago that was judging Trump at the she's and I the more I look at her and learn about her, the more likely I think it is that she did do it on purpose. Even if there was nothing on the mic, she still hit the president of the United States in the face.
Do you think that, a lot of Obama's administration was in the Biden administration, and if some of these people are implemented, I believe there's going to be deals being made by these people if they're arrested, and someone's going to cave in and say Obama was behind a lot of this. I believe so much of this was Obama, and I've always said that from day one, because we know he lied and spied on Trump, before he became president, after he won the election, and during his presidency.
Well, what do you think?
And,
Like if you look at, say, Breitbart is pretty. They're conservative, right wing, right? We could say it, Breitbart.
right.
If a Breitbart reporter hit Obama in the face with a microphone like this,
Oh my gosh.
what do you think? What do you think would happen?
Worse than what happened to the J6ers.
They'd get tackled. This is another.
Yeah.
This is another Secret Service fail. I'm sorry to say. Pretty bad.
It doesn't make sense that this mic ever got, within 2 feet? You don't even need those mics within 2 feet of someone to pick up everything when they're jacked up, right?
Yeah, and you can give somebody, a cold, with something like that. Strep throat. There's all kinds of things that are contagious. You could just make someone sick doing something like that.
Someone in the chat room, Brian, said, what if fentanyl had been on it? I mean, I think they must do drug screening on equipment, and
what makes you think that? What makes you think that? I've been to many things with different presidents. You go through screening, but and they have drug dogs and stuff. But Amy Coney Barrett gave the president COVID. Remember?
Do you think that they are going to step up his security?
They have.
Because of that incident?
The security around him is so huge. If you were down here around Mar-a-Lago, you would be blown away. I don't go there and make videos. I used to go to Mar-a-Lago all the time and do live streams and make YouTube vlogs. And I don't do it anymore because the security is so strict. I don't think it's appropriate. I could, but I don't think it's appropriate to show people what's going on down there. The security is 10 times what it was in his first term.
And thank God, remember what happened in Butler? We all know that was the grace of God that saved his life. And even President Trump admitted that. God is allowing us to come back to our constitutional roots and our faith in God. And the left is so anti-God and anti-Constitution. I think they're just exposing their hatred for America and more and more. And one last thing, Brian, our Governor Mills, who's a complete lunatic left, allowed a biological boy, to compete in a women's sport, and he won first place, of course. And Trump said he's cutting the funds to Maine education. And there's so many people in Maine that are ripped at Governor Mills for what she's trying to allow happening in that, because he did sign that executive orders. There's only two genders, male and female, and no biological boys and girls sports locker rooms.
And your governor's a nasty person. She disrespected the president at the White House. She mouthed off to the president at the White House, and she didn't even stand when she was speaking to him, and he was standing. I've never seen such disrespect in the White House towards a president as your governor. What's her story?
I want to tell you, there's a lot of people in Maine, though, Brian, that are standing up. And there was several protests on the front steps of the governor mansion.
Yeah.
And Mainers are waking up. District 2 which is the northern 2/3 of the state, has the least population, but we had the largest land, and they voted for Trump. It's District 1, that's the Portland area up to about Farmington. And that's where all the population is. And I think that even it's shifting down there.
Yeah.
There's a shift and it's not just Maine, it's across the country, Brian.
Well, with the latest polls, the never Trumper Democrats are polling like at 7%. So your governor's on the she's on the Titanic, not going down. It's already sunk. It's at the bottom of the ocean already. The Democrat Party.
It's already sunk, Brian.
Yes.
And we're going to live in a new golden age because of what President Trump and his administration is doing. Mm-hmm. And thank God we got shows like you, and there's people just fed up with what's going on in our government, and it's about time that we got a true patriot running our country again.
That's right. All right, take care. I appreciate the call. Yeah. Well, we've got so much to cover today. If you're on hold, hang in there. And the next, there's a couple of other stories I'm going to touch on too after the top of the hour. But I believe the story of the day is the pardon story, and I'm going to be covering that every hour because I don't know, this is huge. And what a lot of people don't realize because they hate Trump so much in the media is when he says something, he's not just some guy saying something. He has access to tons of information, including the logs about the auto pen. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, there you go. All right, you're on the air. What's your name?
New Zealand.
Go ahead. You're on the.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right. You're on the air.
Is this the show?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Yeah. No, I was just scrolling on my YouTube and I saw your show.
Yes.
And just
stand by
from
me.
where I am, I'm just wondering what makes you a mega guy? Like.
Well,
why have you come to that conclusion? Like after everything that's been going on.
Because America has been hijacked by traitors, gangsters, and corrupt politicians for decades, and President Trump is putting America and Americans first. And if you just to sum it up quickly, that's why I'm MAGA.
Well, I kind of got to disagree with you on that one, respectfully.
What part do you disagree with?
How do you feel about him saying?
What part do you disagree with?
How do you feel about him saying Ukraine invaded Russia?
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
He said it many times.
No, he never said that.
He said it many times.
No, he never said Ukraine invaded Russia. He did not say that. Maybe because where are you calling me from with this accent?
I'm calling you from New Zealand.
New Zealand. Maybe you just have a hard time understanding his American accent. What are you drinking? You drunk?
I say like an inbred, but anyway.
It sounded like a what? Hold on a second here. Hold on a second. He sounded like an inbred? What President Trump said was Ukraine. What he said was Ukraine started the war.
Yeah, and how was that so? How was that?
They started the war. They started the war by pushing to join NATO, which Putin said would be an act of war if they joined NATO. And Biden told Putin that no, that's not a lie. And I've only got a few seconds left until the top of the hour, and I got to run. But Biden also gave the green light to Putin and said they could take some of Ukraine. But Trump never said that Ukraine invaded Russia. No, that's not true. All right, hey, listen, I appreciate the call from New Zealand. We'll be right back. My goodness. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. If you're already subscribed, please like the video. This is top of the hour break for the radio. That makes no sense at all, but okay. We'll be back in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Boy, oh boy. See, most people that don't like things that Trump has said don't know what he actually said. New Zealand. No, nobody cares about New Zealand's politics. They're not players. We'll be back in 2 minutes. So if you're on hold, hang in there. Remember when that lady, Prime Minister in New Zealand, they were playing the Muslim Call to Prayer on television and she was wearing the Muslim clothes? Oh my goodness. Greatest president ever. No doubt about it. We're back in about 90 seconds. An amazing leader for who? If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm going to go back to the phones. I think that guy's back on hold, so I'm going to take one person, then I'll go to the line I think is him, and I'll let him finish. He's new, so. We only care in America and Americans. We don't care about New Zealand. We don't care about Australia. We don't care about Europe, nothing. We care about the United States. And Greenland. We want to make Greenland part of the United States. We care about Greenland too. So if you're in Greenland, we like you guys. America first. Back in about 30 seconds. Now remember, you guys watching online, when you call in, we're on a bunch of radio stations. You got to watch your language, and we're on a time schedule because of the breaks. All right, stand by. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Hour number 2 has begun on this St. Patrick's Day. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. Ray of Sunrise.
Oh, hey, Ray. Long time no talk.
Yeah, well, I'm getting ready for golf, but that's why I don't call, but among other things.
Well, we'll see.
Anyway,
I'm going to see you in 12 days when we set sail.
March 30th.
12 days.
Set. next Sunday.
I think it's Saturday. You better check that. I think
replacements.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had the total knee replacement, so now I signed up for all 3 shore excursions.
Oh, great. I think we're leaving on the 29th, Ray. You got to better check that.
I don't know. Well, I'll check it again. Okay.
Okay.
In any event, I was shocked when I saw that phone being shoved in President Trump's face.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
ridiculous. Number one, that reporter should be permanently banned from the press pool or whatever. Secondly, that mic should be confiscated as soon as possible and tested. And then the other thing that you just brought up, somebody should check the Secret Service again. There's something going on here. And we know there's many attempts that we don't even hear about on the president's life. I mean, we have got to protect our president. You said there's all kind of security and so on. But how does that person even get that close to President Trump?
You know, see, sometimes, Laura
Luma.
If it weren't for Laura Loomer, we wouldn't even know this. The press, there was an assault on the President of the United States. The media, it happened on Friday. The whole media were there and know who did it, and they covered for her. It took Laura Loomer to break it.
And the other thing is, how about cutting off all funds to NPR? That is such a disgusting liberal, it's just a propaganda machine for the left. It's crazy.
And let me tell you, anyway, they have the best facility. Well, I'll let you go to golf. I don't want you to miss you can tell Ray's doing all right. He gets the first tee time, which is the most expensive tee time of the day. But Ray, I'll see you on the cruise, all right?
Absolutely. Very good.
All right, take care. You know, Ray he's been on all our cruises, and he's single. He comes by himself. But, hey, he's got our MAGA family. All right, I'm going to just go to the phones. Lots of things going on. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Rix 2.0.
Yeah, it's New Zealand again? Yeah, okay.
New Zealand.
Okay, now I'll just tell you, because you're new. I knew it was you on the line. The rest of you on hold, hang in there.
Yeah.
We have a rule that I'm going to let you violate today only, because you're new and you called in right before the top. It's 1 call per day. but you're new and you called right before the
Okay,
break.
sorry about that.
And what I learned, I think what we learned from your call, most people that don't like Trump because of something he said don't really know what he said. And you have this misrepresentation in your mind of things he said that he didn't say. He never said Ukraine invaded Russia. He said Ukraine started the war.
Okay, then how do you feel about him calling Zelensky a dictator?
Oh, well, that's an accurate title. Zelensky's term as president of Ukraine expired months ago. He declared martial law, suspended elections, outlawed opposition parties, and is still in office. So he is a dictator. That is an accurate label.
How do you feel about? Okay. How do you feel about President Trump trying to extend his term and run for a third term?
He's not doing that. The United States Constitution. The United States Constitution.
He outright said he's doing it, but it is 100% going on in the background.
Not by him. Not by him. Not by him. The Constitution only allows 2 terms for presidents. He's in his 2nd term. So he's not working towards doing that. Next, you got any other talking point you want me to tear down?
Okay, what about okay, well,
what about since the first 5 didn't work, you got another one? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So when I tuned back into your show after our call ended last time around, you said, "Oh, New Zealand politics doesn't matter, like we have no emotion," which I understand, but from that same perspective, from a country where not much goes on, like we really do follow the rest of the world very closely. And like I can honestly say that everyone, this is such a diverse place. Everyone that I've ever known is just that's outside of America and just like so clearly see the road your country is going down. And I don't want to be that guy. But
see, here's the thing. Here's the thing that people. Okay, here's things. Here's what you guys don't understand around the world. In America, Americans, we don't care what the rest of the world think about what we do. We don't care. We just don't.
You don't.
No.
You don't.
And it doesn't matter.
So you don't.
The United States is number 1 in everything that matters, right? We're the most powerful militarily.
That is not true. That is not true.
And
that's true.
we have the largest economy in the world too.
How do you feel about all these trade wars going on right now with all your stocks plunging and?
What trade wars are you talking about?
People's retirement accounts are getting hammered right now. He wants to gut Social Security.
No, he's not gutting Social Security. Where do you get your news and information from down in New Zealand? You got a bunch of liberal talking points.
Pundit, not from Fox News, not from the propaganda machine. Brother.
Well, you should spend some time watching me online down in New Zealand. We got a lot of listeners in Australia. We got a few in New Zealand, and people are waking up. But you should listen to me more and go to the Gateway Pundit.
I implore you to do the same.
No, I don't.
I pray every day that people in your situation will do the same.
Will do what?
Look at it through another perspective.
No. We only care about the American perspective.
Look at new perspectives. Talk to new people. I can tell by listening to you speak that you don't know much about the world.
We don't care about the. We don't care. We don't care about the rest of the world in America.
Okay.
Let me give you an example. If the United States today was wiped out, the world would collapse. Right? Everything would fall apart. Militarily, security-wise, financially. If New Zealand was wiped out today, how long until we... If New Zealand were wiped out today, how long until the world would even notice? Yeah.
I mean, I could make the same argument.
No, you couldn't.
Beef exports, wool exports.
Sports?
We're a big player in those.
Soccer? Oh, please. If New Zealand were wiped out today, all right, today's Monday, right? If New Zealand were wiped out today, we may not even know about it till next Monday. All right, take care. Good to talk. Call another time, but it's good to talk to you. Oh my goodness, I almost feel bad for that guy being from a country that's not a player in the world. Isn't that something? Oh my goodness. Oh, we do. Ray was right. We're leaving on the 30th. Dan, who's another one of our cruising family members, he just sent me a text. We leave on the 30th. I thought we were leaving on the 29th. Well, I appreciate Ray and Dan letting me know. I would have been at Port Everglades a day early with all my luggage. We are leaving on the 30th. All right. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Haven't I not been saying the 29th the whole time I've been promoting the cruise? I was a day off. I could have swore I said the 29th. But I just got it. Dan sent me a screenshot of the reservation. It's March 30th through April 6th. Oh, my goodness. All right. We are coming up on a break. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number is toll-free 1-888-465-2631. I want to talk about Dr. Philip Appleton in his laser away pain treatment. He's rid me of pain 7 times. You know, Saturday, Dr. Appleton and I had lunch together. He took me to lunch at a Mexican restaurant in Boca. I've never been to it before. It was the best Mexican food I'd ever had. I tell you, it was, they say at this restaurant, I don't remember the name of it, but they should be advertising on our radio station. They, all the food is fresh and made right there. And I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever, you know. And then I tasted it. It was like, oh my goodness, it was completely fresh. And you could tell it was homemade right there. And Dr. Appleton and I had a great lunch on Saturday. But if you're in pain, you don't have to be. Go see Dr. Appleton, have him talk to you about it, and treat you with his laser away pain treatment. It works. It rids you of every type of pain I've ever heard of. And I've met so many of our listeners who are now living pain-free. You know, we've had listeners that have traveled from all over the United States to see Dr. Appleton right here in Pompano. He's right across the street from the old Pompano Harness Track. They've changed the name, but I still call it the Pompano Harness Track. His laser away pain treatment works. There's no drugs, no shots, no medications. Not only is it 100% painless, you don't even feel it when it's happening. And the best part is it works. And with Dr. Appleton, appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays. Give him a call and say bye-bye to your pain. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. It's a free consultation. If you have x-rays or scans, bring them with you. Dr. Appleton will gladly look them over, all right? And online, AppletonChiro.com. We'll be right back. I almost feel bad for that caller. Almost. Welcome. If you're new, make sure that you subscribe, all right? Pretty cool, though, getting calls from around the world. I'm glad we're leaving on Sunday. I thought we were leaving on Saturday. That means I have Saturday to get all my stuff together. The But I'm pretty sure I've been saying the 29th the whole time I've been promoting that cruise. I could have swore it was the 29th. So what do you guys think? If New Zealand was wiped out today, how long until the world would notice? What would be your guess? How long until the world would notice? The United States, we're number one in everything that's important. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is our quarter of the hour break on the radio. the UK would notice? A few days later. 3 weeks, 5 months minimum. Someone says a year. A compassionate person guy calls in attacking our great president. What am I supposed to say? 90 seconds, we'll be back. One minute. We'll be back on the air in 1 minute. Yeah, no, it was a good call. It added a lot to the conversation. And I got to explain to him that what he's been hearing about President Trump is all propaganda. No wonder the guy doesn't like Trump. He believes all these things that he said and done that just aren't true. 20 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977. Oh, man. I'm so glad that guy from New Zealand called because I can really understand why he dislikes President Trump. He's got all these things that he thinks that Trump has said and done that he's said or done none of. So now that we've corrected the record with him, hopefully he'll get out of his Trump-hating mode. I really feel bad, though, highlighting how it would take, I don't know, if I would figure we would know by maybe Thursday or Friday that New Zealand wasn't there or something. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Man, this is fantastic. I can't believe how smart President Trump is. I don't think it's just him. I think this is him came up with this idea. When I heard that Biden signed all these pardons, I said, man, either he's not half as senile as you think, or he didn't know what the hell he was signing. I had no idea you could use an auto pen to sign an executive order. Man, this is great. I'm wondering if can Congress bring him in, Biden in?
Well, it's not just that it's not that he used the auto pen was used. It was that it was done without his knowledge on these pardons.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Either he didn't know. I think even if they put it in front of him and he did sign it, he didn't know what he was signing. I think he's that senile that, they said he couldn't even stand trial. So if he's that senile, then even if they put it in front of him, but I don't think he had the stamina to sign all his executive orders. President Trump sat there all damn day and signed one after the other. Executive orders, I would think, is supposed to be signed personally, not auto pen.
Well, I don't know, but I know the auto pen has not been used as much as people think. Obama used it once to sign a bill into law. He was in Hawaii or something, and it was in D.C. These things happen, but pardons are something different. And I think this is a real thing that they have evidence on, and that's why President Trump has been making such a big deal, having these ceremonies where he's actually signing the executive orders. And he even signed pardons, if you remember. He signed pardons on TV. Yeah, and I've never seen that before with the J6ers and everything. And I think he did all the signing of the pardons and the executive orders because he knew this was coming.
That would be President Trump. He's thinking ahead all the time, way ahead of us. Man, he's smart guy. And I'm thinking that if they brought Biden in for questioning, he'd be lost. He couldn't ask any questions. So I don't know what they're going to do, but man.
Well, they're investigating. They're going to investigate, and they're going to start questioning Biden staffers.
Biden staff, but it all comes down to Biden. Biden has to be the one to say, "Oh yeah, I knew exactly what I was signing."
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. If Dan Bongino reports for duty today as the deputy director of the FBI. And when
That's
Bongino questions these low-level, middle and low-level staffers, they're going to be terrified. And they may start singing like canaries.
I think that's going to happen. Somebody's going to sing because they're not pardoned and they don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
There's something.
Yeah.
This is all things totally illegal what they did, but we'll soon find out. This is really fantastic. What a smart idea to come up with this. And now all those people who were pardoned, especially Fauci and the Sixth Committee.
Well, and General Milley was one of those.
That's another.
And I remember there were some violent criminals, weren't there, that were let go? Wasn't there a cop killer they let go?
Yeah,
Somebody that shot a cop was one of the pardons, and if I can remember, there were some very strange ones. And what about the there were those people that committed those financial crimes? There were some really hardcore criminals there.
I would think he probably signed his son's pardon, but the rest of the pardons he probably didn't sign. But we'll soon find out if he's competent enough to sign anything. But this is the whole idea. He was not competent enough to go to trial. How can he be competent enough to sign an executive order and make it legal?
All right, Doug, good call. Appreciate the call. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Mark from New Jersey. How are you?
All right, Mark, what's up?
So my question is, we have, how do we get Russia to the table? Do we use a carrot? Do we use a stick?
A carrot.
With Ukraine, we gave them money, we gave them information, we still do, and we gave them armors. What is the power we have to get this nut job Putin to the table?
I don't know why you say he's a nut job.
Well, if he's a smart. Well, I mean, how many people did he kill? Die for him to get a piece of land?
I don't know, but it was reported this morning that President Trump is personally speaking with Putin later this week.
But what can we use to get him?
There's massive economic sanctions. Europe, the Germans.
He has sanctions now.
No, they're not full sanctions. Right now, there are NATO countries that are buying oil and natural gas from Russia. Germany and other NATO countries in Europe are funding the entire Russian war effort. Those can be cut off. They're very mild sanctions.
Do you think
they're symbolic sanctions? Yes. That doesn't mean today or tomorrow, but it's coming, yeah.
He's very smart, but I mean, look at all the death and destruction for a piece of land.
Well,
right?
If Zelensky would have acted like a real leader and president at the White House, there'd already be a ceasefire. What are you laughing at?
I mean, he could. Well, the thing is, he can twist Zelensky's arm. We have power over him, but Russia, it's a little bit different. You follow what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
Do you really think that delayed? Do you think that delayed the peace talks?
The sanctions that Biden put on Russia are symbolic. They're not real sanctions, and President Trump will bankrupt them if they don't end this war, and put real sanctions on them.
You think we'll have peace this week? A ceasefire this week?
I don't know, but it's coming. I know President Trump doesn't play around.
Listen, he did a beautiful job, Trump. How many people did anything for 3 years of death and destruction? This man is pushing and shoving in what, weeks?
There wouldn't even be this invasion. Never would have happened if Trump were in office. We all know this, and Putin wants to end the war.
He wants Ukraine. How does he want to end the war?
He's not going to get Ukraine. He knows that. Russia's not. Russia's a third world country. They're using North Koreans to fight for them in Ukraine. That's true.
Yeah,
They've captured. Ukraine has captured Ukrainian fighters who are North Korean. That's a sign of a country that's not doing well when they're using North Koreans to fight for them.
He's hurting. He's running out of people, right? Like everyone else, he's running out of soldiers.
So he wants to end the war, but save. He wants to end the war, but save face at the same time. Don't worry, Trump's got it. You trust Trump, don't you?
Oh, I love Trump. I voted for him 2-3 times.
2 times, 3 times. I voted for him. Yeah, not including the primaries. Absolutely, so did I. All right, listen, we're coming up on the bottom of the hour break, but I appreciate the call. If you're on hold, hang in there. Our number's toll free. 1-888-465-2631. You know, I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Over the weekend, I tried on my cruise clothes because, you know, I only get, you know, I got a bunch of cruise clothes. I only wear them once a year on our cruises. And I was trying on my cruise clothes over the weekend because, hey, you know, we're going to be leaving in less than 2 weeks. So I need to try clothes on and make sure that, you know, things fit. And I was about to go and buy some new shorts at Old Navy, and I tried on my old shorts. I couldn't believe they fit better than they did on the last cruise because I've lost over 25 pounds thanks to Coastal Weight Loss Secret. And I couldn't believe, I put my shorts on. I was like, look at this. And you know, I lost the weight in all the places I wanted to, stomach and waist. And I noticed my legs because I don't wear shorts too often. And I was wearing the shorts, and I could tell on my legs I lost a lot of weight, just visually. It's really amazing. I lost the weight in the parts of my body that I wanted to lose the weight in. It is amazing. Coastal Weight Loss Secret, it works, guys. I'm going to give you the number. When you call, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the True Oldies channel. I've done no exercise at all. Not eating any weird foods or special things that do, you know. The thing with me, I'm a very, very picky eater. So picky of an eater, it'd be embarrassing if I really got into it, the things I will not eat. And I've been eating foods that I like, things I would normally eat, and I've still lost all this weight. It's absolutely amazing. Give Coastal Weight Loss Secret a call, 561-247-6300. Go see Dr. Zuckerman. You're going to be amazed. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. My name's Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break and be right back. I'll be back in about 30 seconds, guys. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Okay, I'm going to recap a couple of the big stories that I led with at the top of the first hour, and then I'm going to get into the new stories, and there's so many. Any one of these is a headline story today. The first, President Trump has really sent just people in Washington into a complete panic over a post on True Social. And, you know, a True Social post led to regime change in Canada, you know. Trudeau stepped down because of it. So this is about the auto pen and the pardons. President Trump posted this on Truth Social. The pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by auto pen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them. But more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them. And the people that did may have committed a crime. He went on to say that this is being investigated. This will all be investigated. And these last-minute pardons that came in were very strange. Milley, the whole J6 committee, some people that had done time. There's just weird pardons. And today is a great day because Dan Bongino is reporting for duty this morning as the deputy director of the FBI, and not an assistant deputy director. He is the number 2 guy. It's Dan Bongino to Kash Patel to Pam Bondi. So Dan Bongino is the number 2 man at the FBI as of today. And I imagine he'll be the one leading these investigations. And what they're going to do, you know, the auto pen is there's a whole process that goes into the use of the auto pen. It is all documented, or it's supposed to be under the law. And they will walk through the logs and track down who had contact with the auto pen and start doing interviews. And, you know, no one whose last name is Biden or Clinton is going to go to jail, okay? However, there's mid and lower level staffers that don't have those kind of famous name protections, and they get nervous. And Dan Bongino comes in with his badge and his handcuffs, and you know how Dan Bongino is. He does not play. Someone will talk. So that's huge. The pardons are on the way out. Now, over the weekend on Friday, when the president, now this is a second, and I'll get to the news story. These are stories I'm recapping that I covered earlier in the show. And you're welcome to call in about anything I brought up so far at 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're listening. Okay, now the second big story, we have a major update. On Friday, the president, Donald Trump, our favorite president, the 45th and 47th president of the United States, President Trump was talking to reporters on the tarmac, waiting to board Air Force One, and a reporter hit him in the face with a large boom microphone and also brushed the microphone across the president's lips. And this was, I'm surprised this microphone was the microphone they were using. This is a massive boom mic that TV crews used to use like back in the 90s. And I'm surprised they still have it. And the microphone, it's huge. It's the one that's got that big fuzzy, we call it a dead cat, but a big fuzzy thing on it to suppress the wind noise. Huge. And Laura Loomer has identified the reporter, and shocking, it's a hardcore leftist reporter from NPR, and this is Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer writes, I have identified the reporter who hit President Trump in the face with a boom mic this week while he was speaking to the press on the tarmac. Now, I want you to understand this. The entire press corps was there when this happened. Laura Loomer dropped this yesterday. The entire press corps covered up for this reporter that hit the president in the face with the microphone, a big mic. This was a big microphone, too, a big one, and also brushed it across his lips. She's the newly appointed White House reporter for National Public Radio, and she's also a massive Trump hater as well as LGBTQ advocate who once suggested during the 2024 presidential campaign that Trump only spoke in Howell, Michigan because it has ties to the KKK. And the question is, did she hit the president in the face on purpose? Now, I say yes. And also, not only do I say yes to that, part of what backs it up is, well, a couple things. One, her poisonous hatred towards President Trump, which I'm going to play for you in a moment. But also that the media all knew who she was and covered up the story. This was a big story over the weekend, and the media suppressed it and didn't identify the reporter. And I have some audio here. Okay, now hold on. Now, Laura Loomer uncovered this audio, okay? And I know the great Laura Loomer, she may be the last investigative reporter in America, Laura Loomer. So this clip that I'm going to play you is the reporter from National Public Radio who hit the president in the face with the massive boom mic and then also brushed his lips with the mic cozy, the dead cat. This is her reporting on President Trump during the campaign about speaking in this particular town in Michigan. Wow. That's what she threw into it. Now, I know, isn't that nuts? Shout out to the great Laura Loomer, America's last investigative journalist, for breaking that story. Now, Loomer, we wouldn't know about this if it were not for Laura Loomer. The entire press corps have covered this story up. Big story over the weekend. And, typically the media loves stories about them, the media. And I know, I think she did it on purpose. I really do. She's reporting, she's saying that the president is a white supremacist and member of the Ku Klux Klan in that report. And the way these leftists operate, if someone's with the Klan, it's okay to do whatever it is you got to do to stop them. That's how they think. If liberals believe someone's in the Ku Klux Klan is a white supremacist, whatever it takes to stop it. Now, this is also a major Secret Service fail. Maybe little DJ should have been over there. I bet DJ would have arrested her, the little kid that the Democrats wouldn't stand for. This microphone, not only did she assault the sitting president of the United States, he was ticked too. I bet it hurt a little bit. It was a big mic. But there's a danger here. Now, if they go get the mic now, how do they even know it's the right one? In what world can someone physically assault the sitting president of the United States of America and not face any consequences? I've never seen anything like this. Now, the liberals are trying to tank the stock market. You hear them the stock market's crashing. The stock market's not crashing. There's some adjustments going on because Donald Trump is, making some moves to bring industry back and bring manufacturing back to the United States. But if you have called up Jupiter Joe Thomas and you're in annuities, you don't care what the stock market does. If it did crash, which it hasn't, you have nothing to worry about because with annuities, no matter what happens at the stock market, even if it completely crashes, your annuity, your nest egg is safe. That's right. And not only that, you will have guaranteed income for the rest of your life. Pretty good deal, huh? I know people have 401ks, IRAs, bonds, mutual funds, stocks. Do any of them guarantee you income for the rest of your life? I don't think so. You know, Joe Thomas is offering free phone consultations, which you can take advantage of no matter where you are located in the United States. Give him a call. Ask him about that bonus, too, with your annuity. His number, 561-743-0999. I think he's going to be on the show sometime later this week. 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. Take advantage of that free phone consultation. He'll put together a custom proposal just for you based on your situation, what your goals are, what's best for you. If you missed the number, 561-743-0999, just go to his website. It's right there. His website's easy to remember, JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com. All right, my name's Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Thank God it's Monday. There's just so many stories to cover. Oh my goodness. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, all right? This is most definitely where MAGA comes to talk. It's easier to deal with Skynet than Trump derangement syndrome sufferers. Yes, I would agree with that. No doubt about it. Oh, 20 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. I've covered a lot, so I'm going to go to the phones. You're welcome to call in about any and everything we brought up so far. The number's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
This is Dory from Houston, Texas, early this morning.
Hey, Houston.
First-time caller.
Welcome.
Good, man. I ran into you just on the internet, and I just want to say I love the show. I love what you're doing. Briefly, I just wanted to let you know I loved your response to the New Zealand caller. You put him in his place. And it is true. If New Zealand got wiped off the map, we probably wouldn't know about it for a week.
Well, I'll tell you, about 15 years ago, there was fog that shut down all of Europe for a week. And there was a prime minister from one of the European countries, a NATO country. I can't remember which one. It was like Denmark or Holland. He was running the whole country on a laptop at the airport terminal. And
Wow.
and this fog shut down Europe for a week, the whole continent, and nothing changed in the world. That's how insignificant Europe is. Nobody did.
So I hope the international callers understand what it is to be an American. We really don't care.
No.
So
About other countries and what
I
they
like
think.
your response. It was epic. I had a great laugh. Lastly, I don't know if people realize just how significant this auto sign issue is, because I mean, it's really a national security issue.
Yeah.
And we can't have the president's signature to be handled that recklessly.
Well, you know, here's the thing.
American issue.
Here's the thing, Houston. My guess is there were people that used that auto pen to authorize military strikes, probably. That means they've murdered people. Those were illegal orders, and they committed murders.
Right. And his signature could be used for all sorts of things. It brought to mind when Mike Johnson said that his conversation with Joe Biden was a little fishy because Joe didn't realize he had signed an agreement.
That's right.
And I'm wondering, in these last 4 years, how many things have gone by and auto sign was used and Joe Biden had absolutely nothing to do with it. So it's not a small issue for the people listening. This could be a very big issue. I hope President Trump has real information to prove that Joe Biden didn't know what was going on.
President Trump said in his Truth Social post that there's an investigation. So maybe that'll, Dan Bongino reports for duty today as Deputy Director of the FBI. This may be top on his list.
Amen.
All right. Well, welcome to the show.
Great job. Keep up the good work, man.
All right. Take care. All right. We love our new listeners. All right. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. My name is Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
Calling from New Orleans.
Hey, what's up?
Not much, man. I was just calling to say hello. I just noticed. I just recently started watching your show.
Oh, well, welcome.
No, thank you, man.
Well, what are your thoughts? You got any thoughts on anything that you've heard me talk about or something with the show? You called in, you're new?
I'll tell you what, I like Trump, man. I really like Trump. The economy is going to reset, kind of, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it might reset, I believe.
Yep.
And I hate to say it, but I hope it don't get blamed on Trump.
Oh, the economy is doing great. The economy is doing wonderful. There's nothing to worry about.
I hope it does. I hope it does great, man.
Yeah. Oh, hey, listen. Well, welcome to the show, man. You're new. You just found us. And thanks for calling.
Yeah, I've been watching y'all for like a week, man. But now,
Well, I appreciate it. All right.
Cool thing, man.
All right.
Cool
all right. Take care. I've never been to New Orleans. We used to be on the air in New Orleans. A radio station years ago carried the program in New Orleans. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah. Hey, Brian. My name is Danielle from Boynton Beach.
Hey, Danielle.
Thank you for taking my call. I just want to tell you, Brian, about the signature and what's going on in the media and everything. Since when questioning the truth should offend people? I mean, I'm somebody who questions a lot of things, and I think it's just normal. And what we see happening even between family members, I mean, I know people that don't even talk with their brother anymore because they vote for Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I have some of my friends who flush me. They don't play tennis with me anymore because I vote for Trump.
They don't sound like tolerant liberals. It sounds like you got bigoted friends. They think they're tolerant liberals, but they're not.
I know, but I don't judge them. And you want to vote for the other? We have election every 4 years. And I have to say, Brian, many years ago, I was red pill in 2004. with the Iraq War, and somebody told me something very good. They said, condemnation without investigation is the highest level of ignorance. I never forgot that.
No,
I
that's
don't
good.
know who said that.
I like that. That's good.
But anyway, Brian, continue to spread the truth, because I have to tell you, our country is in such a disarray because of all the lie you hear on the media. People watch TV and they believe everything.
Yeah, but CNN, but the media, the line media, MSNBC and CNN have their lowest ratings in history. So they don't really have, they have no influence. The fact that Trump was reelected in a landslide shows that people don't care what they say.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an American, and I just love my country, and I'm so glad that.
Where are you from originally, though? Where are you from? Because this is not an American accent.
Quebec.
Quebec. Quebec.
I always said I'm a refugee from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I came to this country. I dream about becoming American since I'm 5 years old.
What's your thought? What are your thoughts about Canada? Been ripping us off.
I mean, I know about the subvention, $200 billion a year. I read about this.
Crazy.
I didn't know, and I didn't know. I think you're the one who said that.
The president said it.
The army in Canada swear to the king.
That's right.
You know, like in Canada, you have to understand that in Quebec, you're not going to see any flag there, because if you put your Canadian flag, the separatists hate you. If you put your Quebecois flag, well, the rest of Canada hate you.
Yeah.
We're just like so isolated, the province of Quebec. And the fact that I don't speak good English, but I learn it. And if you speak only one language, can you imagine your news?
Yeah, your English is very. You speak your English is your English is awesome. But I remember back in the 90s, there was a vote for Quebec to leave Canada and become their own country. It almost passed, and they had a bunch of Indians in Quebec that voted to stay, and that stopped it.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Brian? The people of Quebec, they watch TVA, and it's paid by the government for the government.
Yeah.
And when I go back to Quebec, I tell my family, they know about Trump, and I translate a lot of things they hear. But now I have a brother who speaks French, and he never he traveled and everything. He listened to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, well, okay, well that's a good start, but you should get him to listen to me. He'll do better with me than with Rogan. All right, hey, listen, I got to run, but I appreciate the call.
Have a great day.
All right, take care. Take care. Great call from Quebec. Now she's an American. Oh, man. Let's talk about this in the first hour. If you're on hold, hang in there. A lot of you that listen to this program have literally been listening to me since I was 18, 19 years old. That's crazy. I know. Teenager. And next month, I don't like even saying this, but, I'll say. It'll make you feel old, too. Think about it now. When did you first start listening to me on the radio? Was I 18? Was I 19? Was I 20? I was a kid, right? I'm going to be 54 years old next month. And, I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I know it's a long time. It's like the Truman Show. My life is like the Truman Show. I've grown up in front of you guys. But one thing I've noticed as you grow older, sleep becomes a little more difficult, right? And if you want to get a good night's sleep, of course, you know where I'm going with this. Our promo code Kane at mypillow.com gives you huge discounts, and you'll get sleep like you've never had before. I have what I call the MyPillow Total Sleep System. My wife and I, we have a MyPillow mattress, a MyPillow mattress topper. We've got the MyPillow sheets, and we've got the MyPillows. We sleep like babies, like Goldilocks. It is perfect all night long, okay? And, getting that perfect rested REM sleep is so important, especially as you grow older. So if you're someone who's you're finding as you grow older, it's more difficult to sleep the night through, get the total sleep system like I've done at mypillow.com. With our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, there's huge savings site-wide. You can use our promo code Kane on all the specials at mypillow.com. No matter what they say, you can use our promo code Kane at checkout. There's also free shipping offers still at mypillow.com. And don't settle for this. I can't sleep at night, or you're taking medications and things to help you sleep, or maybe you're having wine, or some of you may be taking the CBD to help you sleep. Get the MyPillow sleep system. Stop taking drugs. Stop drinking booze, and get a good night's sleep. Okay, go to mypillow.com. Use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. You can also order by phone. The number's toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. I'm Gil. I'm from California.
Hey, what's up, California?
Hey, I'm just giving you a call. I was just giving you a call because I wanted to talk to you about the issue with the auto pin.
Yeah.
I heard a little bit about in the segment before. I guess there was a little bit of controversy regarding it. More importantly, the reason I was calling about it is I happen to be a retired civil servant that was an information technology specialist that worked for the Department of Defense. So I was just calling to see what issues people might be thinking that exists with the digital signatures that the government uses.
Well, what President Trump said, and you got to understand, President Trump has access to the White House records involving the auto pen. And what he's saying is that it was not authorized by the president, that they were using the pen whenever they wanted to. That's forgery. That's hardcore crimes. Forgery is the least of the crimes, actually. So that's President Trump talking. He's not saying the auto pen by itself is wrong. He's saying doing these, things without the president authorizing it, that's the crime. See the difference?
Okay.
And that's why
I understand.
Yeah, and that's why he signed pardons and executive orders. He does it live on television.
Right, and that's the way he conducts his business. Right?
Well, he's establishing that he's actually signing, because he knew this investigation was coming on the Biden auto pen. Listen, I'm out of time for the hour in California, but I appreciate the call.
No issues.
All right, take care. We'll take our break and be right back. Hello? All right, welcome back, everyone. A little late there. That's my fault. My name's Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. If you just tuned in, you have missed a lot. But there's some other stories we've not yet covered, and this next one is huge. And, I've been telling you guys, today is the day that Dan Bongino reports for duty at the J. Edgar Hoover Building as Deputy Director of the FBI. And there's a story about Judge Merchan that is a beautiful story, and I love this. Here's the headline. This is in the Gateway Pundit, by the way. Judge Merchan and his daughter, $1 million business at Trump's expense. That's the headline. Listen to this. The scandal exposed. The legal case against Donald Trump in New York isn't just a blatant political attack. It's a cesspool of corruption that stinks from thousands of miles away. That's so true. There's no getting around that. At the center of the swamp is Judge Juan Merchan, a supposed impartial figure who, according to new revelation, should never have set foot in that courtroom. Kash Patel has opened an investigation into Judge Merchan and, of course, all of his dealings. And I'm really wondering if this is one of those investigations that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel have been waiting for Dan Bongino on, because now, this thing with Bongino, Kash Patel, and Pam Bondi, the three of them are friends. And we saw with the Epstein documents a couple weeks ago how so many people inside, all the agencies of the Justice Department, all these little agencies underneath them, are not cooperating with Pam Bondi. And she's having some difficulty with some of that. So what she's had to do is wait for Kash. Now she's got Bongino. These three are very close friends. They're all Floridians. Kash Patel, Bongino, and Pam Bondi all live in Florida. Now they're going to live in the D.C. area. They've socialized a lot. They speak the same language. They have the same goals, and they have the same agenda. Now we've got the dance party, and they're ready to go, and they're going to take over. All of these investigations, now they're about to begin. And I'm really looking forward to it. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. Let's see here. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brother Brian. IB.
Hey, IB, what's up?
I'm sure many people in this audience will know that I've said this term many times. Variables. They cannot account for variables. They cannot predict the future. So everything that they've done wrong, because they were in the ether of what they were doing, they didn't know how the reaction would be. So for every action they took, there could be 5 or 7 different reactions to counter that in the future. Here we are with the biggest one. This is my whole point I've been saying all along. When Joe Biden couldn't find his way in a back door, the bunny rabbit came to direct him off, or Jill had to come and grab him off the stage and so forth. We knew the guy wasn't with it. That's why he was in the basement from the get-go. So we have to focus on who is using the pen, just like who is behind the USAID. Who are the people behind the scenes directing it? Who are those puppet masters? And here we are with variables on steroids, and this is the focus that we have to think about, okay? Because what does that mean? We know that we have people that are rogue and doing things and breaking the law right in our faces. how could they say Joe Biden is he's with it, he's faster than
Yeah.
me, and then they'll turn around and laugh at him like Karine Jean-Pierre say, oh, look at him, he's walking across the street, ha ha, he. And they knew, and the media and everyone was complicit. Are we going to just let that go? That goes for you two Democrats. Are we just going to let it go?
Well, my guess this would be my guess, because I know the immediate thought people would have is that, oh well, Jill Biden was using it, or the chief of staff. No, I don't think so. I'm not saying Jill Biden never used the auto pen, but I would think it would be underlings, and I'll tell you why. Jill Biden, chief of staff, these are people under Secret Service protection, so every step they make is documented. It's too easy to track it to them because you know where they are every second of every day. If they go to the bathroom, you know which one they went to, okay? And you know which way they went.
Let me give you.
Let me finish. So my guess would be it would be an underling, a staffer that isn't tracked that well. So these are people who, if Dan Bongino comes in with his badge and his handcuffs and starts questioning them, they're going to crack and tell what happened.
I'm going to give you guys a cloak and dagger real quick. The lady with the thing that swiped President Trump's nose, back in like the Soviet days, they would have like a little thing on the end of an umbrella like mercury, and they'll just kind of walk along and stab you like in the leg or the arm of the umbrella, and then it seeps into your body and you die maybe a day or two later. What if someone gave her that, she's not knowing that what was on it, and they just say, hey, take this and just kind of get close as you can, and then kind of just for
You're talking about the National Public Radio NPR reporter that hit President Trump in the face.
Yes.
You think she did that on purpose?
But imagine who gave her the one if it wasn't hers, and you don't know what is on it.
It was her.
Said, what is on it?
It was her.
So what? What is she, a spy? The American spy?
No,
she's
just a liberal lunatic like the rest of them. I mean, this Trump derangement, this Trump derangement syndrome is pretty deep in the bones of these people. It's in their bone marrow.
Hey, Dan Bongino, here's the new rule. No one gets within a certain amount of feet from the president when he gets off the plane or off the chopper, period.
Well, Bongino is FBI, not secret. All right, IB, appreciate the call. Now, the media don't mind sharing this story, but this is an important story too. But the ones I brought up earlier this morning are not properly being covered. Oh, before I get to this, I want to talk about what's going on right now. This is very important. I almost forgot to mention this. And this SpaceX mission to the space station is a rescue mission, right? It's a rescue mission of the stranded astronauts that Boeing and Biden left up there almost a year. And I've seen the lady astronaut that's been stranded up there. She's not looking healthy to me. This shows you how much the media hate MAGA people, right? Because Elon's MAGA now. This is the first space rescue in history, right? I was talking to you guys about this on Friday. This is the first rescue in space ever. It's never happened before. There's four people went up on the SpaceX launch on Friday. 2 men and 2 women. The 2 men are the specialists that are staying behind on the space station. The commander and the pilot are both women. One's an Army colonel and one's an Air Force major. This is the first time women, or a woman, but it's 2 women, this is the first time that women have done a first in the space program. What I mean by that is the first woman in space was a Russian. She wasn't the first person in space, right? Sally Ride was the first American woman in space. She wasn't the first woman in space, certainly not the first man. When women have been the first in the space program, they've always been the first woman to do it. Men have already done it, right? First spacewalk by a woman. Well, it's already been done by men many times. This is the first, and this is a wokester's perfect story. This is the first time women have done something first in the manned space program, or the human space program. The first rescue in outer space. The commander is a woman and the pilot is a woman. And the media are covering this up. They're completely covering this up. Because they don't want you to know. Because Elon Musk is MAGA. And these women that are leading this first rescue in the history of the space program do very much deserve recognition, but they're not getting it. The perfect story for the left-wing media. The first time women have been the first to do something in the space program. Not the first woman to do it, the first human to do it. It's never happened before. This is the first that women in the space program have committed or done. And the woke media that usually champions this, I remember a couple years ago, there was an Air Force squadron that was all women that were doing something at some event, and they made such a big deal about this. There was a Delta flight that had all women on piloting it. They made a big deal about that, remember, before that incident. But they weren't the first women to fly fighter jets. That wasn't the first all-female crew or first person to fly planes at all. This is the first time women have been first in anything involving the space program or flight. Right? Remember, when all of these women have done things, they're always the first woman to do it. In fact, this may be the first time a woman has been the first to do anything historic. I'm trying to think. Can you think of anything historic, not outside of flight in the space program, where women have been the first person to do it? I can't think of it. I'm trying to think. When is something historic, other than this, the first rescue in space, when has a woman been the first to do it? Not the first woman, but the first human to do something historic. I don't know of anything else. And there's a complete media blackout on it because they don't want you to know. Because it would make Elon look good. And he's MAGA. And he's with Trump. He's the first bud. Well, I'm going to give them credit because I think they deserve it. It's pretty exciting. All right, we're going to take our first break of the third hour of this St. Patrick's Day edition of the longest-running radio show in Florida, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 48 years on the radio. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll take our break and be right back. Hello? Yeah, what's up? I will. You got it. All right, take care. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I want to talk to you guys about, oh man, what just amazed me this weekend with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. This weekend, I tried on my cruise clothes. I'm packing this weekend. The reason I was trying on my cruise clothes because I've lost over 25 pounds thanks to Coastal Weight Loss Secret. And I wanted to see what fit, what I had to buy. And I had gained weight since the last cruise for a whole bunch of reasons, you know. And I was shocked at how some of the things were fitting me. I went out to lunch on Saturday. I was talking earlier with Dr. Appleton. Went out to lunch in Boca. And I was wearing a shirt that I have not worn in a long time because it was too tight. It wasn't too tight or small when I bought it, but it fit perfectly when I went to lunch with Dr. Appleton on Saturday. Yesterday, I was trying on shorts because I thought, oh, well, you know, I'm going to have to buy some new shorts for the cruise. I don't wear shorts too much, but on the cruise I do. And I tried on shorts I have not worn in a long time, and they fit perfectly. The last time I wore these shorts was on the last cruise. They were so tight, the top of them were like flipped over. You know what I'm talking about? Because I was bursting out of them. They fit perfectly. Oh man, Coastal Weight Loss Secret. They've changed my life, and I have so much more energy too. Give them a call. When you call, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the True Oldies channel. And I want to remind you guys, I've done no exercise. I'm not eating weirdo foods. I'm eating things I would normally eat. And I'm not taking any of those prescription medications that you're hearing about all the time. Give them a call, 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. That's 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlosssecret.com. All right, again, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the True Oldies channel. All right, we're going to go back to the phones, and you're welcome to call in about any and everything I've brought up so far today. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how you doing there?
I'll let you know in a minute.
Oh, you'll let me know?
Well, I'm not doing too well.
So,
I got to see how good you're.
Belong on Rushmore or what?
Who?
Trump.
Yeah, sounds like not a bad idea.
No, it's not a bad idea at all. I don't mind it at all. I honestly would chisel the guy that happened right after our president's favorite president. What's it? You know, the guy who killed 1901, McKinley. You know, he probably should have been on Rushmore if Trump likes him that much, as far as I can see.
Okay.
So I'd chisel Teddy right off and put Trump's bust right there. Or you think there's room enough they could just add Trump's
No,
face?
there's room. They never, Mount Rushmore was never finished. There's room for more faces.
Oh, well, there you go. Then
Yeah.
it needs to be finished.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? That's how you campaign with JD. You know, for when JD's gonna run.
Okay.
We're gonna put Trump on Mount Rushmore.
You sound pretty happy. Are you doing your St. Patrick's Day drinking already? Because you sound a little lit. You sound a little too happy.
Yeah. Well, what's that? What'd you say?
I say you sound a little too happy. Have you started celebrating St. Patrick's Day at this hour of the morning?
Oh man, I got my kids going in all green, my man.
Okay. All
That's
right.
what you have to do. You have to pick the kids clothes out the night before.
No, what I
so,
mean is you sound so happy. You sound like you might be a little drunk. That's all. Like you've been drinking already.
No, man. Those days.
You're just high on Trump's success.
I tell you what. Greatest president of my lifetime.
No doubt. Mine too. All right. Hey, appreciate the call. Thanks so much. We have great calls today. Oh, okay. Now, one of the things President Trump has done, he's given, I was telling you the other day, The Apprentice Season 1 is now available on Amazon Prime. And I've only watched the first episode, but it was great. And I'll watch the rest of it. I hope they put all the seasons up. I'll do a big binge. I love that show. But we're getting new episodes of The Apprentice all the time. It's been updated. It's not The Apprentice or The Celebrity Apprentice. It's The Political Apprentice, right? We've got J.D. Vance, Christy Nome. We got a lot of people. Marco Rubio. And we've just got this great new reality show going on. That's a great one, The Political Apprentice, with President Donald Trump. And we've got so many great up-and-comers. The only problem we have is which one are we going to run in 4 years? I've just been blown away by the success of Marco Rubio. And he schooled Margaret Brennan. Now, before we get to this, I got two clips of Marco Rubio, who just cleaned Brendan's clock on Face the Nation this weekend. I want to ask you guys this question. The President Trump made this deal with El Salvador, who have the best prisons I've ever seen. If you see the way they have the prisons in El Salvador are how all the prisons should be. Even the Trinidad de Agua, whatever they're called, even they're afraid of the El Salvador prisons. But I'm sure you saw the story over the weekend. President Trump had a plane heading to El Salvador filled with these Venezuelan gang members, and the left got a hold of it, and an Obama-appointed judge ordered Trump to turn the plane around. Well, the president of El Salvador, he sent out a little release. The judge's order came too late. The plane already had landed, and they're there. Which is a great thing. And if you've seen any of the video of this prison in El Salvador, oh my goodness. They should bring those guys from El Salvador that run their prison system and designed it to America to redo our prison system. They don't mess around. But, the left, the Democrats, have been talking for 5 years about, insurrection and insurrectionist. Isn't that what the Democrats are doing with these Obama and Biden and Clinton judges? The ACLU, the Democrats, have been going to these liberal judges and getting them to order Trump not to do anything that he does. These judges are issuing rulings and orders countermanding every decision and action the President of the United States takes. I've never seen this before. Usually, federal judges get involved on constitutional issues like somebody has the Ten Commandments up at a school in a classroom or something, or a teacher's requiring the Pledge of Allegiance. Then they go to federal judges. I've never seen federal judges get involved in the day-to-day decisions of any president of the United States like this. Have you? So this is my question to you. What these federal judges are doing, isn't that an insurrection? The Democrats, the left, the ACLU, all these so-called liberal do-gooders going to these federal judges, it looks like an insurrection to me. President Trump gives an order. Next thing I know, there's a federal judge with some ruling telling him not to do it. Now, a lot of these things that they're being overruled on, they're being leaked out. And it could be anyone. Right? It could be a guard at one of these jails that tips off the Democrats to what's going on. But I have no recollection, maybe you do, but I have no recollection of judges getting involved in the day-to-day decisions that are made by presidents. Usually what happens is they interpret laws that people go to court for because something has happened. Not a president. And if it's happened in my lifetime, well, I may just have forgotten. I just tripped on my shoelaces, guys. I almost fell on the air. I've never seen this happen before, and I would call it an insurrection. It's an extension of the lawfare, but since they're interfering with the President of the United States as Commander-in-Chief, because, this Aliens Act of 1798, that's part of his action as Commander-in-Chief. We've been invaded by terrorists. So we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I'm going to get to the Marco Rubio clips after the break. If I would have fallen, if I would have tripped on my shoelaces on the air, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Does anyone remember when Craig Worthing had a stroke on the air years ago? He was on the air taking calls and had a stroke. Oh my goodness. I believe it's an insurrection. What do you guys think? It's a different kind of insurrection than we've seen before, but it's an insurrection, no doubt about it. I mean, they are going to judges that are interfering with the daily actions of the president. No matter what he does, they get a judge to order him that he can't do it. What else would you call it? All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Your calls are certainly welcome. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back. Welcome, everyone. If you're new, my name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. This is our bottom of the hour break on the radio. We'll be back in a minute. Exactly a minute, actually. Well, welcome. Welcome, those of you that are new. You'll love my content. I'll have a new podcast later today, too, for you guys. So keep an eye out for that. 30 seconds. I almost tripped. I would have knocked down this whole green screen and everything. I tripped on my shoelaces, and boom, I went back. The whole green screen would have fallen. Welcome back, one and all. I'm Brian Craig. It is Monday. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. All right. To the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Jay from Jersey.
Oh, hey, Jay. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm just going to start off with, you know me and you don't agree on everything, so you do know when I call that I'm not going to agree with you, right?
Okay.
You kind of know that from the beginning, that I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican.
Okay.
We both know that already.
Okay.
But you seem to get mad every time I say something. It's either you scared about what I'm saying, or for some reason you just hang up whenever I say something.
Now hold on one second. Now I just want you to before you get to what you called about, okay? I want you to logically explain this to me and the audience. You say that you think I'm afraid of you. If I'm afraid of you, why do I put you on the air? I don't have to take your calls.
That's true. But
So
right in the middle of whatever I say, you hang up.
well, we do have to commercials and stuff. If I was afraid of you, would I take your calls or not?
No, boy, not afraid of me, afraid of what I say when I tell the truth.
The truth. Okay, let's hear some truth.
Yeah.
Let's hear the truth.
Okay, you're saying that this woman who beat Donald Trump in the face with the mic, that she could have had some sort of drug on it, and then a guy calls up and says, yeah, this could have been well, what kind of security does he have? Because they have stuff that you couldn't get through that could be some sort of chemical. What kind of security could Trump have if he could let drugs on a mic get through?
Well,
what kind of security
well,
could he have?
there, you know, she, without question, she assaulted the president of the United States, right? She hit him in the face.
We all love it. We love to have that it happened.
Yeah.
It was great.
But
We've been enjoying it
but
weekend.
she did something very weird, and she's a big Trump hater. She did something very weird. She hits him in the face, but then she brushed his lips with the mic,
you do realize that Trump doesn't have lips; he has a flat face.
Okay.
So she brushed it across his face.
But he has a mouth, and she wiped the mic. She hit him in the face, and then rubbed it on his mouth. And Amy Coney Barrett, she almost killed the president. She gave him COVID, and he had it much worse than is publicly known, and he could have died.
But you know what? You got to realize something. When she gave him COVID, it's because he wouldn't wear a mask. Hey. If he had worn a mask, he wouldn't have got it.
Oh, I didn't know you're a doctor. I thought you were just a liberal jerk. All right, appreciate the call. All right. But that, that's the way it is, guys. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. How are you today? I think a couple of months back, Brian, we were talking on the air one day about that prison in El Salvador that they have. That maximum security prison, Calais, the president there, he built a prison there that that prison will break the toughest guys they got.
I love that prison.
I think if I was a Venezuelan gang member, I think I would rather self-deport back to Venezuela than to go to that prison in El Salvador.
No doubt.
That's how tough that prison is. It's a really anyone that hasn't seen that documentary talked about it. It's really they control every second that you're in that prison, and there's no getting out. And I don't know, there's a lot of MS-13 guys in that prison. I don't know how they get along with the Venezuelan Trinidad Aragua gang, but that is a place you do not want to go. And the fact they got, I think, 238 were sent there was pretty amazing.
I don't know how they get control of these guys. I mean, these are like the meanest people that exist.
Yeah, supposed to be tougher than MS-13, but they take control of you as soon as you pull up in that bus to bring into the system. They have you completely locked down, and it's something you don't want to experience. Lights on, I think 24 hours.
Oh my goodness!
You're monitored. It's really the documentary. Actually, when you watch the documentary, you say that's a place I never want to go. But I think a lot of people would think about self-deporting back to the country they came from, just on the chance they may end up in that prison. It's a dangerous place too.
Prison. See, one of the biggest deterrents of crime in this country is prison. Like most men, are terrified of the showers and stuff in prison. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is one of the biggest deterrents to crime that people have no idea. But these guys, these Trinidad de Aquafina, whatever their name is, they're a prison gang. They're not just some regular street gang. They're a prison gang. So prisons, they got a network. So these guys aren't typically afraid of prison because they got a gang in there. But this is a prison even they're afraid of. That's insane. Yes. And this they need to bring these El Salvadorian prison people to America and redo our system.
They really should, because a lot of times the inmates will get a certain amount of control inside. Not this one. This one, they have it worked out, so you have no control whatsoever.
No gang controls.
No control of your life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's really something to see. So it'll break those Venezuelan guys, I think. You don't want to go, and I think some people may self-deport just on the chance they may be sent there.
I know. Now, what do you think? I was talking before the break. These judges that are stopping every time Trump gives an order, they issue an order. Is that a form of insurrection? I think it is.
I think it is, and I think it's judicial overreach on a massive scale. I mean, I think they're just desperate, and they're trying anything to stop them.
Doesn't and like here in Florida, and things, the way judges work is different in every state, but here in Florida, the way it works in our counties is there's judges, but there's also a chief judge. And the chief judge is the supervisor of the other judges at that courthouse. And judges get in trouble. So I don't want to mention their name because they're a good guy, but Steve and I were friends with a guy who became a judge, and he got jammed up. He's not a judge anymore, he's a good guy, but but judges face consequences. I know that the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts, is the chief judge that oversees the FISA judges. He's like the chief judge of the FISA judges. These federal judges, isn't there some type of there's got to be some oversight to them by some chief judge. I don't know how that works because it's never been an issue like this before. But something's got to be done.
Well, of course, now it's crossed over into the political implications of limiting the executive power of the president, which I don't see how they can do that. I think we're going to get a ruling. I'm not sure where it's going to come from, but a ruling that's going to just knock that out, because it's a judicial overreach. I think most pundits who talk about judicial matters will admit that on both sides. It's judicial overreach on a big scale. But they just have nothing left to do. They don't know what to do.
That's right.
So they're just flailing away, so.
All right.
We'll see.
Appreciate the call.
You're welcome, Brian.
All right, take care. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Never Trumper Steve, back at it again Monday, hoping the second time's a charm for that audio.
Oh, you got it ready?
I'm going to, I just want to set it up for because it goes by pretty quickly. Actually, believe it or not, yesterday on Meet the Press, they actually played exactly what I'm playing.
All right, play it.
So,
okay, now tell people what you're going to play. Tell people what it is.
Hold on one moment. Hold on. It's coming. Hold on, please.
Sure, yeah, you had. I would have thought you'd have been more prepared since. That's your voice.
All right, so
I'm listening to your voice.
no, that's not. Listen, Brian, come on, let's get real.
That
here.
is unintelligible. Okay, that's Elon Musk.
Well, that's the problem. It goes back by very quickly. But
Play it again. Play it again. Play it again.
Wait 1 second.
Play it again.
Anyone on YouTube can pull up. Can pull up the Larry Kudlow interview. It's a 17-minute interview.
Play it again.
At approximately 14 minutes and 35 seconds, you'll hear it live and
Play it again. Play it again, Steve.
Hold on.
Oh, well, this is great. I love it. It said the same thing twice. What I heard was that's what the big one told me.
No, that is the big one to eliminate. I know you don't like the word eliminate.
That is the big one. What is all I heard say twice was that is the big one to eliminate.
All right, so I'm going to give you a homework assignment now.
I'm not doing. Nope.
You don't want to tell your audience the truth. That's up to you.
What are you? Okay, slow down. First off, if I start doing research for people who call in, that'll become my life. I'm not going to set a precedent with that. I heard him say.
You played a different part of it on Friday. You played a different part that you liked on Friday.
Slow
and
down.
What you liked was not even good.
I've got a couple minutes till the break. I'm not rushing you off the phone. I heard twice somebody that sounded like you, but you say it's Elon, say, that's the big one we've got to eliminate. I didn't hear anything else but that.
All right. What your audience heard was most of the federal spending is entitlements. So
Yes.
that's the big ones to eliminate.
Well, yeah.
That's the
Okay.
quote.
Okay.
And-
So that
Yeah,
doesn't
and-
mean.
and he-
Excuse me. Slow down, Steve. That doesn't mean eliminate entitlements. I don't even like that word, but for people that are here legally or U.S. citizens that are deserving, he's obviously talking about the fraud in the entitlement program. I'm sure you would even admit that, right?
I've heard the made-up stories about people over 160 years old in the millions getting checks. The audience has to ask themselves, why hasn't one name been brought forward to the media for them to follow it through to the conclusion? Because what actually happened, and he doesn't want to say, is when a death date is not in the file, it reverts back 160 years, and that doesn't mean they get checks. And in fact, the Inspector General a year ago said less than 1% of people get checks they shouldn't have gotten. That's bad, admittedly, but they didn't go to dead people.
Well,
they went to live people.
You've got nothing to worry about then.
Here's what I've got to worry about. He used the word eliminate, and that is why.
But I'm just surprised that you had Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Monday, and that's what you came up with. That's the big one we've got to eliminate. I mean, that was, and I couldn't even understand it. He said it twice. You had him say it twice. I mean, that was weak.
I repeated it twice because it goes by so quickly. But the main point here is they want to privatize these agencies, which is why they're gutting them of employees, so that the American public starts complaining they can't get through on the phone, no one's there to help them, and then Trump steps forward and says, well, now that we're hearing all these complaints, I guess I've got to give these programs to my rich buddy friends to privatize them. And you know what happens to benefits when people are in a profit motive.
Who in the Trump administration has talked about privatizing Social Security?
I'm telling you that is the next step in the implication.
In your fantasy. In your fantasy.
The word eliminate is not a fantasy.
Steve,
Steve,
what we found out with the USAID is that there's a big financial scam going on inside the federal government that's going on, and Social Security may be a part of it. There's so many people that are long dead on the rolls. They're not.
Why fire all the inspector generals who do the audits? Why is the first thing
because they're
fire
like
the inspector generals who
because they're no good. They can't be trusted. They're like these Obama judges.
And Musk is better.
Yes.
Musk is better to
Yes.
say he saved billions when they were in
Yes.
the millions.
Yes.
That he stopped things
Yes.
that the government
Yes.
stopped years
Yes.
ago.
Yes, he's better.
He's making it all up.
He's better.
Steve Bannon, do you like Steve Bannon? By the way,
Do you like Steve Bannon?
I don't always agree with him, but I like him.
All right, Steve Bannon calls Musk evil. I'll take what he says to the bank on that.
Oh,
one.
so you agree with
He's
Steve
evil.
Bannon? So you okay? So all of a sudden he's an ally of yours, Steve Bannon.
No, he's not. But if he says evil, I'll believe him. If he says evil about
Oh,
Musk,
okay.
that I gotta believe.
This is enemy of my enemy is my friend.
The point here is the gutting of these agencies are for a reason to make them unworkable.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Not Social Security and Medicaid. No. Listen, I got to run, Steve, but that was weak. I was so ready to get my clock cleaned and be challenged. I would like to be challenged and shown to be wrong about something major, and put me on the spot. That's why we do screenless calls so that you can jam us up. I thought he had me. He had that audio, and he was going to play it, and it was nothing. I couldn't even understand. All I could hear was someone that sounded like Steve, he says it was Elon, say, "That's the big one we've got to eliminate." What does that mean? All right, we'll take our last break of the day and be back. If you're on hold, hang in there. Oh, man. Was that weak, what Steve had? That was really weak. That was so weak. We'll be back in 2 minutes. That was really weak. I got to say, that was the weakest I think I've ever... I thought he was going to get me and have that, and I'd have to think on my feet. Oh. Welcome. If you're new, make sure that you subscribe. One minute. We'll be back in 1 minute. If you're on hold, hang in there. Okay, 30 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show. Call us on hold, stand by now. William Engerman is not with us live this morning. That's why you heard the recorded message. So you're going to get the amateur gold report. Gold right now, just under $3,000 at $2,999.15. Wow. Silver at $33.78. Platinum at $1,009.50. And palladium at $998.55. Boy, if you're not in the metals, this is the time, man. And you want to call William Youngerman. He opens up at 10 a.m. He's located in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. You can give him a call, toll free, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. And online, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, let's take some more of these calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's JJ from Mass.
Oh, hey, JJ.
Hey, I was thinking, there's a saying, there's no honor among thieves. And when it comes to this auto pen disaster, I'm just thinking about the Biden administration as a whole. And the total disaster that it was, with nobody knowing who was running what.
Yep.
There are so many people, I think, involved in this that eventually, a criminal always thinks they have everything covered. They all think they've got everything covered. But somebody somewhere messes up. And Dan Bongino or somebody else is going to pull on that string. And I think this is... this could be.
Well, this is what I was saying. Dan Bongino reports to work today as deputy director of the FBI. There's no Senate approval needed for this, so he's showing up today. He's going to get his badge and everything. This auto pen, President Trump posted on Truth Social, which I've read a few times on the air, but he's been foreshadowing this for weeks by signing these pardons and orders live on television in front of the media. And having each order explained to him, and then holding them up and showing his signature. He knew this was coming with the auto pen. The auto pen, there's a record of its movement and action and usage in the White House records. And I was telling a caller earlier, I know people will say, well, Jill was using it, and they think that's okay. This isn't your wife signing a check for you at home to pay your electric bill, guys, okay? These are pardons and military actions and bills. And I don't think it's Jill. I'm not saying she never did it. But
I don't think it's Jill either, Brian.
I don't either. And I'll tell you why. Top-level criminals get others to do the crime for them, typically.
Exactly.
And that's it. I'm sorry. That's how the mob operates.
The Mafia Dawn. She's like the head of the crime family, the one that had a brain that was working. And between all of them, she's probably the criminal mastermind.
I give you an example.
Jill's brain was gone.
You look at this is an extreme example, and I'm not calling Democrats Nazis, but there's not one document with Hitler's signature on it about the Holocaust, right? So as much of a lunatic monster as he was, he didn't have a signature on anything. You think that was an accident? Of course not.
He was the head criminal. Yeah, that's the way they. And I'm just telling you, I just don't see any way that they covered every single thing. I believe that there's gonna, something's gonna come.
Well, when you do these things, okay, when there's a criminal conspiracy, and Dan Bongino doesn't play. He's a scary guy. Dan Bongino knocks on your door with a badge, handcuffs, and he and you're a low level staffer, and you were in the room when this was done, and he starts questioning you. The moment you lie to a federal agent, you're going to prison. So what are they going to do? All right, hey, listen, I appreciate the call, and I think they'll start talking. All right, let's go. Let's see here. I've lost track of who's who. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Wellington.
Wellington.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
What's your name?
You know what it is.
I have no. Oh, you've moved.
I didn't like those $5 eggs.
This is Al the John, Liberal Al?
Yeah.
Every time you
$5
call,
trillion
every
dollar-
time you
$5
call,
trillion dollar
let me,
loss
every time
in
you
stock.
call, you're in a different city. Why do you move around so much?
Well, I'm at work right now. I still live
Come on. You're at
yeah,
work?
I'm at work. Yeah, I'm calling you from the
What?
Palm.
I thought they. I thought.
Communication Network studio.
I thought that this. I thought that the newspapers stopped having homeless guys sell papers on the street corners. You're at work.
No, I've seen them. So
You're at work. You mean you are at a location where you're paid to do tasks? They pay you?
Yeah. Yeah. I produce videos for a living. You know that.
Produce videos? What do you work for with only fangirls? What are you doing?
Oh, no, I'm not doing porno or anything like that.
But you wish you were, right? You wish you were?
Well, I mean, to be a porno star, no.
No, not a star. You would just like to be the videographer.
I wouldn't say no to something like that.
Oh, really? I would, but you know, hey, I have morals. I have integrity.
I have morals too.
Yeah, low morals.
Oh, okay. just because I'm not a voyeur, but I mean, if I wanted to act out
now see what happens. I mentioned this, and all your fantasies are starting to come out. Now, I don't need to hear your perverted fantasies. Are you at work right now? Are you at work?
I'm taking a 5-minute break.
A break. It's 8:56 in the morning. How could you be at a break at 8:56 a.m.? What time did you start?
I started at 7:55.
You started an hour and 1 minute ago, and you're already on a break?
Oh, I call my own breaks, man.
Did you clock out?
I employ people.
Now you're the boss. Okay. Now you're the boss. Now you're the boss.
And I have 10 phones I pay for on a monthly basis, and you know 5 of those numbers. You just don't know all of them, but you know 5 of the 10 numbers.
Well, if I know a number of yours, it's been blocked on my phone. So now the story's changed. Before you were at work, I said, does somebody pay you to show up? You said yes. But now you're the boss? Now you're the boss?
Yeah. I get paid by my clients. So
Your clients?
Oh my! Multiple clients.
Multiple clients. Oh my goodness.
Multiple.
Oh my goodness.
I have more than 30 different clients.
I know, 30 different clients. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Al.
Listen. I know the economy is all the Democrats' fault. That's your
On that. Okay, we're going to agree on that. I appreciate the call. Oh my goodness. Don't forget, guys, use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane at mypillow.com. Get a night's sleep like you've never gotten before. You know, there's free shipping offers available with our promo code Kane, and save up to 80% off MyPillow products at mypillow.com. And you know, I'm starting to talk to you about the total sleep system, because I've noticed as I'm getting older, sleep is not as easy as it used to be anymore. It's hard to sleep the whole night through. I have the mattress, the MyPillow mattress topper, the MyPillow sheets, the MyPillows. I got the whole sleep system. Huge savings with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. All right, well, the Monday show is over, but we'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 48 years on the radio. 2 weeks from today, I'll be out on the ocean on our cruise. Can't wait to see you cruisers with us. God bless America, and God bless our favorite president, Donald Trump. See you tomorrow at 6 a.m. All right, we are out. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'll have a new podcast later on, so keep an eye out for that. I'll upload it here to YouTube. And if you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video and sharing it on your socials if you don't mind, all right? Thanks for watching. Take care.